Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Flame of Truth podcast. Yeah, thank you for listening, guys. If you're listening on Spotify, feel free to give us a little rating. If you rate the show, if you think it's terrible, please don't. just, well, you wouldn't
Keep
be
it to yourself.
yeah, well, you wouldn't be listening to it
Well, yeah.
if you didn't like it, I guess.
Saying that, we want authenticity. So, whatever. If you want to rate however,
yeah,
you do you.
and you can comment as well on Spotify. You can leave little comments. So we'd be super interested to know how these podcasts are resonating with you guys.
Yeah.
Because we know they're deep, although we've only done a couple of episodes. We jumped in, quite a deep level. We're talking about truth in the first podcast. So yeah, let us know how things are resonating with you. Feel free to drop comments. If you're listening on YouTube, same thing. Click the subscribe button because at present we've got this podcast on Spotify and YouTube. So yeah, that's the little bit of housework. What's it called when you do the
like admin?
The admin bit. Yeah, that's a bit of admin done.
Like the promotion bit.
Yeah, the promotional stuff. Smash the like button.
Yeah, smash that subscribe button, guys.
Yeah. Subscribe for more epic content.
Today.
Yeah. Well, we don't introduce ourselves again, do we? You know who we are. My name's Pat. I'm a psychotherapist, philosopher, language teacher, and I'm here with my wonderful co-host, Mariella.
Hello, my name's Mariella. I'm a spiritual medium and many other things.
Yeah. And we're going to be chatting today. Well, we're going to start with the word ego and see what kind of comes
from that.
Comes from that, yeah. Because we started the first podcast we did was truth. In the ego, would you say, obviously truth has no opposite because it's the all, as we agree to use the word, we use it to mean the all, so it has no opposite. But if it did have an opposite, would you say it would be the ego? What is ego? How would you describe, like, how do you use it as a word? You personally?
Me personally, I think it's definitely been more of the framework of, my ego, your ego, in times gone by. Because I think that's the way our minds are able to conceptualize it and figure it out, because it's like, okay, this is my ego, that's your ego. So it's that separation, the illusion of separation again. But I think it's useful in terms of like getting to understand, like, okay, the ego mind and then like the divine soul self in that sense. That's sort of how I first began to kind of use it in that way to understand, okay, the ego mind is the quote unquote bad one, and the soul, or the divine self is like the good one. So it was sort of, that's how I went into it, being like, okay, so the ego is there to challenge, or the things that come up from the ego to pay attention to. And now it's kind of developing, as we've spoken about, and we will on this podcast, of more, okay, I don't know, shadow self. Then it gets more into like how you wanted to describe today, how you want to talk about it.
Yeah, okay, rather than saying my ego, your ego. But before we jump into seeing it as the ego, which is how I see it now, let's look into what we mean when we say the word ego. So yeah, like you said, it's that negative voice, no? That everyone has. And when I do the events, when I've talked about my book. I'll try not to promote it, but it's
impossible.
No. So when I was, all the events I do, I get to chat to a load of people. And everyone can identify, but they might have a different relationship with self, or words like, self, God, or whatnot. But everyone, when you use the word ego and you describe it as that negative voice, everyone goes, yeah. They know it.
They resonate straight away with that. It's like, the ego is the bad one. That's why I was sort of saying quote unquote. Obviously, it's not bad. It's not. There's no good or bad in that sense. But I think that's the easiest way for a lot of people to understand it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, the ego is like the bad voice.
And
in a sense, it's not the bad one, but it is something I feel that it's just to pay attention to, not to identify with it.
It's negative.
It's a negative. Yeah, it's the
fear-based, maybe the word.
Yeah.
Rather than bad.
Yeah,
I think fear-based could be a way of looking at it, because all of the ego's programming, whatever the stories it's dreaming up of, it's always fear-based, lack-based, not being enough.
100%. And I think, and being able to transcend the ego is what gives it no power over you in that sense. And I think that's what a lot of people are working through, to find their way back to self, is being aware of the ego, but not letting it control you in that sense.
Yeah. And disidentifying with it's a big one. This is where we've chatted before about how, I've certainly shifted, rather than me sitting here and be like, oh, this is Pat's ego and Mary Ella's ego.
Yeah.
More of a fact of it just seeing as the ego is one, because consciousness is one anyway.
Yes.
So with that, with that framework, consciousness being one, there is one being that we all are. The ego as well cannot be separate, although it plays the role of pretending it's separateness.
Yeah. And that's how it has so much control and power over people in that way, because it you think it's separate, whereas it's not.
Yeah. It believes itself to be separate.
Yeah.
A separate little entity.
Yeah.
But I definitely, now thinking about it, you're saying like bad. I'd say fear-based is not a bad way of describing it.
Yeah.
Because it's the programming we need to keep, stay alive in that sense.
Yeah.
We need that sense of separation. Otherwise you would just crash into someone in a car, or
it serves a purpose.
For sure.
Yeah. And even, working spiritually, like on platform and things, I've heard people say, oh, you need a bit of ego to be able to stand up on the platform, kind of thing. Like that's what they'll say, but not in like a bad way. It's more of like a use it to your advantage. But I suppose they're maybe using the word ego in a different way.
Yeah.
They're probably framing it more of like, you need ego to be able to like get up there and be on a platform and, have that presence. But I think, maybe now I've said that, they're kind of misconstruing the word.
Yeah.
In a way, because I'd say that's more tapping into your divine self, being able to, also being aware of your fears that come up, I suppose, up there. But to be able to feel the fear and do it anyway, which is a phrase that we use a lot, especially working on platform, takes, a lot of courage.
Yeah. Yeah. So the ego would be that little voice. So imagine you're going up to do a platform mediumship or whatnot. What's typical things I'm saying your ego, let's say the ego. The ego, as you're resonating on that lower frequency and feeling like nervous and unsure because it's a new experience and you've got to really just surrender and let go. What are the kind of typical, if you want to share them, obviously you don't have to. What are the typical like stories that the ego might say? I guess you don't probably let the stories carry on for a while. You recognize it as, okay, this is the ego, and like you said, you feel the fear, and that's something we can get onto about how to begin to transmute, transcend, alchemize, however you want to see it, back into love by getting into the body and out of the ego's stories about what's going to happen. But what would your ego like typically?
Do you know what?
Fear.
The stories are rife. the things that come through. But you know what? They are powerful. They are powerful, some of the things that come through.
In what sense?
In the sense that it's almost stopped me from getting on the platform a few times, because of that. So for example, I'll get things like, who do you think you are? What are you doing getting up there? You're going to make a fool of yourself. Just kind of those stories of this isn't for you, just all that kind of stuff, then makes me not want to go up there, because I'm like, that fear of like, oh, what if I get it wrong? What if I upset somebody? Which, are valid thoughts, if you will.
Yeah.
But it's all fear-based.
Yes.
And it comes through to try and control. That's how I feel. It's like control, like to stop me from living my purpose or doing my divine work.
Yeah.
So, but they are very powerful, and I feel like it kind of feeds and like taps into that like innermost part of your like
it knows your insecurities, doesn't it?
You know, yeah, it's like it goes straight to the core.
Yeah.
So yeah, being able to sort of sit with that, observe and not absorb it, and just sort of, yeah, like you said, we'll talk about in a bit, but like alchemizing that and sort of alchemizing back to the heart chakra, the like love, and being, you know, getting up there and staying in my truth.
Yes.
Is what gets me through that. But yeah, that, and it doesn't really get easier each time. The stories come up every time. And a lot of mediums say that to me, even doing platform work 20-30 years. They say it never gets any easier in that sense. Like, obviously you get more comfortable on the platform, but every time before you get up there, there's still that fear, that, you know, it is, you're constantly alchemizing. So it's it's really fascinating.
Yeah. I had that a little bit when I...
Do you get that as well? When does it come up most for you?
I mean, certainly in new experiences. If something's new and my central nervous system's not used to the scenario, then I'll have feelings of anxiety in my body. But to be honest, now I'm very good at just being present in the body, and I meet the energy there before I let it get into any stories or whatever of what we call the ego when it's talking about this is going to happen, or you'll be terrible. I kind of, because I've done a lot of inner work in that sense, and I'm able to just stay with it straight away. Like if I get triggered, I mean, triggers is another thing we can talk about, which is what the Eckhart Tolle uses the language of the pain body, which I like. Resonates.
Yeah, that does resonate
with me. Kind of the pain body and the ego being essentially is one and the same. Going up on stage for me for the first time.
Did you have similar thoughts, or like did you have similar things come up?
I don't pay any attention to the stories of it. I've been very, certainly for the past 2 years, I've just been very forced into surrender, let's say. Like, if I ever am kind of spell cast by the ego and its stories, this is happening, or you're going to be bad at this, or, you know, that person's upset with you, the two ways I get out of it are through truth is one, because the ego is not truth at all. That which changes cannot be true. So that's like one big thing to realize, that the stories are constantly changing. So that which changes cannot be true. So I can go that kind of route, which I call it the route of wisdom, in that sense. And I ask myself, I realize that I know nothing. That's a good way you can meet the ego. And just realize you don't know anything.
We know nothing.
We know absolutely nothing. we chatted about that in the last podcast, so we said, look, we know nothing at all. But it's a great way to get out of the ego's spells. Just realize, hey, you know nothing. In that sense, absolutely nothing. That way, or love is the other thing.
Love,
I see the ego it's made up of parts of you that you've previously repressed, essentially, or like the pain body, let's say, all these stuck bits of energy.
It's just coming up to sort of be observed and be loved, isn't it?
It's exactly.
And it is constant alchemy in that sense. It's, especially for me, I've done a lot of inner child healing comes up with that kind of thing, and it is just loving myself in those moments as well, and just, I see you, you know, I'm holding space for you. You know, I'm not disregarding what's coming up, but just love, loving it. And then that, it really does help me then transmute in those moments. And just, standing in that truth is so powerful, You know, when I feel like, you know, I can feel all this fear and the stories coming up, and then when I actually get on the platform and I know I've not allowed that to control me, it's such a powerful feeling because I'm just stood in truth and
Yeah.
love, and it's
Yeah.
just amazing.
Oh, afterwards, isn't
Yeah,
it? The
the
feeling is
feeling.
just, or even during when you're just
During, yeah.
channeling, when the lower frequencies kind of go away and the ego
Yeah, and
just silenced and
yeah, it is. And obviously, you know, I know it's slightly different for me in that sense because I'm working with spirit, so I'm then going to be, you know, in that higher frequency with spirit. But obviously, you'll be the same in the higher frequency when you're talking about your book, or because it's the same. It's all the same frequency in that sense.
yeah, it's a lot higher frequency than the ego. The ego's operates from lower frequencies,
Yeah,
fear based.
we said before it's a little bit like reptilian sort of brain thing, if you want to call it that, isn't it?
Yeah.
A little bit that kind of like primal, like fight or flight fear kind of programming, isn't it? A little bit.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. The reptilian brain. Yeah. The fight or flight. Yeah.
It's all, like you said, it's all fear based. It's like just that
Yeah.
control.
Yeah. It needs to because it feels like it has no control. Essentially, it feels like it needs to get that from other things. I mean, we can talk about narcissism. People who are really like under the spell of ego and like dark.
Yeah.
You can see them as entities. Depends how helpful it is. I don't tend to use the framework of dark entities, and just because it's not useful, it's not necessarily untrue in that sense. You know, like a dark entity possesses someone, and you can see, can't you, sometimes when people, they've got a lot of heavy energy, a very heavy pain body.
Yeah.
If they get triggered by something, they can switch, and you can see it in their eyes, their consciousness.
The change. Yeah, you can.
Or when people drink as well is another time, like the pain body gets activated, and the ego just jumps into the body and starts to run the show.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean with the dark entity thing. I think there have been times I've spoken to people about lower frequency beings, if you will. And it's helped in some circumstances for people to understand it, because like you say, if they're drinking or going through a lot of pain or trauma or things like that, then they are operating on a lower frequency. So it makes sense then that they may have experiences, whether that's paranormal or just within themselves, that are of a darker nature.
Yeah.
And I sort of say to people, what I feel with that, what resonates with me, is that it's because you're on that lower frequency. So naturally you're going to be attracting like for like in that way.
Yes.
So there's going to be maybe, like you say, maybe entities or whatever you want to call them that are attracted to you and maybe attach and feed off your energy in that sense. They can't exist in their own right, in my opinion. That's how I believe it to be. Like they don't exist in their own right because it's not love. They're not in truth. They're not
real. They're illusory.
Not real. They're illusory.
Yeah.
They're just an extension of yourself.
Yes.
So I, you know, I'll try and sort of, the way I try and help people is saying, you know, try and transmute the pain or whatever it is you're going through back to love, back to the heart chakra, and you'll find that these experiences will stop.
Yes.
And a lot of them have said, that's been the case.
Yeah. And that made me think of when I did the ayahuasca retreat last year in Peru. In 20, I don't know when you're listening to this podcast now. They're timeless episodes, aren't they? So,
Time's illusion.
Who knows when you're listening to it? But it was in 2025. I did a 1 week retreat, ayahuasca retreat, in the heart of the Amazon in Peru. Like it was we'll do a separate potty on that.
Definitely, I was going to say, let's talk about that.
Yeah, that was a very, very deep experience. But I remember one of the shaman and the other guys was talking about a Spanish girl who'd been the week before.
Oh, right.
I mean, thankfully they said this after we'd done the first ceremony, so it didn't freak us out. But the Spanish girl ended up leaving the retreat.
Okay.
Did I tell you about this before?
I think you have, but let's talk about it again.
Yeah. So she ended up saying that this place is there's demons here and things like that.
Yeah, she said there were demons and
the demons are here, and the shaman was trying to explain to her, no, honey, you've brought the demons. Like the demons are not outside of you. And the shamans, I can speak for them because they're very heart based. It was a beautiful retreat, really well done, exquisitely executed, and high frequency, really nice, good vibes. So yeah, it's her. Like she's brought them, and obviously you do the plant medicine, and you have very strong hallucinogenic experiences of what is on the inside of you. And yeah, I mean, I agree with what you were saying about that. Yeah, you can see them as entities, fine, but they're not
just an extension of you.
They're an extension, yeah. They're an extension. They're not separate from you. Like it always comes back to truth. Like you have to bring it back to truth. Realize you only ever experience yourself.
Yeah.
Only ever experience yourself, and that's true on every level of life. You know, imagine the listener, you're listening to us speak now. However many views we're going to get or listens we'll get to this podcast. Let's say you get like 200 people listen to this. Well, there's like 200 versions of Pat in that sense. Or wow, 201 including my own. You're also your version of me.
Absolutely.
So I'm not real in that sense. I'm an extension of you.
Exactly.
It's a very clear way you can come back to truth.
Yeah.
Because truth is obvious.
Yeah.
As much as you can dream yourself to be separate. And that's where a lot of the pain and suffering comes from.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. The illusion of separation.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what the ego thrives on, feeds off of. Yeah.
Keeping you in that illusion of separation, lack, fear, all of it.
Yeah.
It's how it maintains control.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fascinating when you have that realization and knowing that, the world, the way I perceive the world is just my perception.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you said, like we've had this conversation before, and it always, it makes me smile. It's like, we know each other as Mariella and Pat, but we only know each other through our own perceptions of each other.
Yes, yeah.
And like you said, with anyone listening, it's the world is through the way you experience life is just through everything's an extension of you.
Yeah. Or a mirror, you can see
mirror,
it as that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, either an extension of you or a mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, that's a big level of big jump in consciousness, going from the ego, how we normally have, well, certainly how we were conditioned and society conditions you to think you're separate, and there's such thing as separation and objective reality, or but yeah, you only ever experience yourself. Going back to the ayahuasca retreat, I knew that profoundly. I'd realized that before going into it. And it's so insightful. People ask me, did you all have like the same trip or whatnot? And I'm like, no, absolutely not.
No.
Maybe there are times you can kind of all tap into a similar frequency and have a similar trip or whatnot.
Makes sense, but I can understand why you would all have very different experiences.
Yeah, of course, because
you
experience, you have that now, like,
of course, yeah, constantly.
Yeah, some people, like I guess we can move this chat into talking about heaven and hell then, really, because they are states of consciousness.
They are.
Living in a hell realm. We could be. I mean, we're sat here like in this beautiful little lounge, but a person who's got like a very heavy pain body or a lot of ego or whatever can be in hell, sitting worrying about. I mean, the ego gets you worrying about the future a lot.
Yeah.
Future, or like feeling sad about the past. It keeps you in time.
Exactly. It keeps you out of the eternal present moment.
Yeah.
Present, the gift of the present.
Yeah. It is.
But yeah, it's funny because I say that to people a lot, that two people could walk into the same room.
Mm.
One person's like, wow, isn't this room amazing? It's so beautiful. And the other person, if their frequency is a lot lower, like say the hell realm,
Yeah.
you know, they could be like, oh, you know, just find everything not, you know, just find the room not dark or negative.
Yeah.
And it's purely because of their frequency.
Yeah. The room doesn't exist objectively.
Exactly. Yeah.
There is no room. Like, it's you. You're experiencing yourself.
Yourself, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And yeah, I feel that when you're operating on a higher frequency, it really is anchoring heaven on earth.
Yes.
And it's so beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It's so beautiful. Like if we go for a walk or we're just looking at nature, or seeing the beauty in everything, or even just everything.
Yeah.
You know, not even just what's considered beautiful like nature, but just everything about life. Like, so rich.
Yeah.
You know,
rich is a really good word to describe it, and to begin to perceive reality is kind of from what we're speaking from. You have to go into the depths. You have to not reject those feelings of sadness, anger, fear. Truly feel them, because that's where the richness is. Actually,
honor
it's
them.
Honor them, love them, feel them.
It's a blessing. It really is a blessing to feel the like the range of emotions and feelings that we feel.
Yeah.
You can't feel one without the other.
No.
And in this 3D realm, you know, that's how we can experience them in such a way, because we can experience these lower emotions or things that come up.
Yeah. And you only suffer them. You only suffer that which you resist.
Yes.
As well. And again, I mean, the mind is so powerful in the spells it casts. You know, I've been doing this work for, well, could say lifetimes, I guess, but certainly consciously in this lifetime for at least 8 years, I would say, doing a lot of inner work and therapy and counseling and mindfulness, etc.
Yeah.
But the mind spells are they're very powerful. They're very powerful. But to get the transmuting of it all comes back to love always.
It does, yeah.
Is always the answer. It's very cliche, but it's so true. And the feeling of the emotions that you would previously resist. I kind of now that you can put infinite labels on reality, because it's all one infinite energy essentially. But I like to narrow the emotions down to fear, anger, and sadness, and those are the ones I work with. I'm like, okay, what's the core emotion I'm experiencing? When I enter suffering, you know, when I realize I'm suffering, everyone knows what suffering feels like. It's not really, it's strange, like every emotion. You can't really pinpoint it or really know what it is, but you know, I'm suffering, or I'm like in a really contracted state.
Yeah.
So then I realized, I'm resisting something. Reality wants to express in a certain way, and I'm going from the conditioning. I'm going, no, I don't want this. This is bad. This is bad.
It's alerting you to something that needs to be seen.
Yes.
And felt.
Something wants to come up to the light to be loved. That's how I see it. Yeah. And on the the so-called awakening journey, that's very much a part of it. People think it's kind of a one and done. You feel, experience a bit of trauma when you're a kid, speak about it to a therapist, feel it, transmute it, you like love yourself to a higher level, then like, okay, good. And then more patterns come up, and you're like, hey, what's going on here? I thought I was, I thought I was enlightened or whatever. I thought I
healed.
Should be happy and peaceful forever, you know. And you do get to a point where you are just, in truth, and truth can be embodied, and you just are a lot more peaceful and happy and joyous. But not new really, they're old patterns come up to the light. I see them as little. In this sense, I would say it's useful to see them as little entities. Or your little like repressed inner child's a great framework to use as well.
Definitely.
Because you see that as you're like, times when you were a kid and you couldn't express yourself authentically. You couldn't be. It wasn't safe to be sad. It wasn't safe to be angry. So you learn that very quickly in these situations, or when the caregivers or someone in society or whatever does this, I can't be sad, I can't express this, and then you repress it, you learn to repress it, but the energy stays in your field and it's always seeking to come out. No?
That's it.
It needs, energy wants to move.
That's it. And that's it.
Emotion, energy, emotion, no?
Yeah, and flow, and it wants to be observed. So the more if you repress again or push it down, it doesn't go anywhere. It's just there in your field, and eventually again comes back up. So until you acknowledge it, observe it, feel it, and honor it, and like you say, love it, then it's gonna keep coming back around. Yeah, and that's why people experience these patterns and these same cycles in life, because they haven't gone there with that pain or whatever's coming up. Yeah, they haven't really sat with it. Yeah, and loved it, transmuted it to love. So it's still in their field, but it's interesting. Yeah, we were saying about this earlier about yesterday about not identifying with these things as well that come up. Yeah, we were saying it's like the sky. I saw something recently about this, like if a storm or something's in the sky, it doesn't become the sky. It's just there. Yeah, to be observed, or it's part of it, but it flows through. Yeah. I feel like that's, like you said, once you've done quite a lot of alchemy and inner work, I feel like we're at this point now where if things come up for us, it doesn't then, we're not like, oh, this isn't like defining us, like it doesn't take over. It just comes up and you go, oh, okay, what's that? Why is this coming up? What's this teaching me? And it's like a little what needs to be loved, what wants to be seen. Exactly. Yeah. What needs to be loved. And it's just coming up for your awareness. So rather than suddenly just it taking over you in a sense and you just being like, oh my gosh, it's more like something might trigger you, or it comes up and you just take a moment, pause, sit with it. Okay, why is this coming up? What is it? Yeah. And then go into it, and it just becomes easier to transmute in that sense, doesn't it? Yeah. The more you do it. The breath is a really good anchor as well. Yeah. Thinking then about people who experience panic attacks, so things that are real, like your central nervous system just saying, you're not safe, you're not safe, you're not safe. And you kind of logically, you look around, you're like, I know I'm safe, but your body is not feeling safe. Yeah, coming back to the breath and like breathing, imagine yourself breathing in love. That's a real nice one. Let's go. Breathing is consciousness, isn't it? It's like, breathing in love. Yeah, that's lovely. Yeah, like breathing out anything darker or whatever, and breathing in love. Yeah, it's nice. Have you ever had a panic attack? I have during COVID. Yeah, 2 weeks pretty much, I think it was. And my ex-girlfriend, like God bless her, like she was such a dime. She really wasn't clued into like the conspiracy things of what was going on that fear-based stuff. But I had 2 weeks. It was when COVID was really kicking off, and I was like, "This is the new world order." Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah, genuinely. I was thinking, we need to stockpile food and things like that. Yeah, I know. It was a crazy time. Real fear-based stuff. But yeah, for the 2 weeks. Yeah, it's always at night as well when you kind of are relaxing. I wonder why that is. Like at night, it often happens. I've often found that things come up at night because the busyness of the day has, like, during the day you're thinking about this, you're thinking about that, blah, blah, blah. And then as soon as you get in bed, it's like there's nothing but you, like, in your thoughts. Yeah, and whatever hasn't been acknowledged, you face yourself. Yeah, it comes straight up. Yeah, face yourself just comes straight in, and you're like, okay. Yeah, it's sort of like it has its chance to come up then because there's nothing else for you to be distracted by. Yeah. But yeah, I've experienced a few panic attacks as well. This was, I'd say a year or two before COVID. Okay. This was with an ex-partner sort of relationship, and there was a lot of anxieties and all that kind of thing. But the feeling of that, the panic, while you're in it, it's horrible. Yeah, and you said about being in that what we would kind of call a karmic relationship in that sense. Yeah. It's interesting how the ego it feeds off of the other fear-based energies in that sense. Absolutely. Having like
the psychedelic experiences, and you can see like meet these projections, these so-called demons. Is what in Christianity, I mean, there's so much fear base around like what demons are. Demons are demons are us. Sounds like a company.
Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Just demons.
Demons are us. But there's, they are us, and I forgot where I was going with that now. I was laughing. Demons are us.
The fear-based Christianity.
How they feed off of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that entity, the entities or whatever. That just energy, it feeds off of it.
That's the crazy thing, is that the more they really truly believe that, then they are actually that's real.
Oh, with the Christians, yeah, for sure. For sure, because they're recreating it. Oh, you could see it as the demons are, controlling their minds or whatever. But I never thought demons as like it's not a useful framework. But then again, I don't really have my psyche is not really religiously inclined. But anyway, I was talking about the how the pain bodies, let's call it, the pain bodies that feeds off of other pain. And you can see it's on a really low level as well with even gossip. I found gossip
that's so
and like
negative
talking about other people. Do you know?
Yeah.
So listening, you'll be able to relate to. Hopefully you've been able to relate to a lot of what we've been saying. But but certainly this one, I reckon, around gossip, you get when so and so's done this and this has happened. Oh yeah, what's happened? If it's like a negative thing, you can feel like you want to know, what's happened, what's the gossip kind of thing, and speaking. So I mean, definitely not now. I've never really been a big gossiper anyway. But geez, the more self-awareness you get, the more that kind of so-called, the negative or lower frequencies, just it hurts. I can't be around someone who's gossiping, or it hurts me. My ex used to like trying to like speak to me negative. So and so at work. And I'm like, listen, I'll listen to you and your kind of issues and whatnot, but like, don't speak badly about someone. Like, it feels horrible.
It does. Yeah, it makes. I know what you mean. It's like you feel like I feel like a cringing in my chest, like as in like my body like retracts.
Yeah.
Like I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
It's just like icky.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Now in that sense, maybe I've always kind of been adverse to that. But you see some people, they love it. They're like, oh yeah, what's happened to them, and
yeah.
But I mean, I've definitely experienced like levels of gossip, and it's
weird. Do.
It's like a faux sense of connection, is what it is. It's the ego is trying to connecting, and it's like, we agree on this. This person's a bad person. But afterwards, you feel awful.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
It's a horrible feeling.
It's a horrible frequency.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking yesterday about. So I went to an all-girls school.
Yeah.
And as you can imagine, gossiping was rife. It was rife. And obviously, like there were obviously times, where I would be like, everyone's gossiping.
Yeah.
But it's very, it was interesting how, I could partake in gossiping, but it would never leave me with a nice feeling.
No.
I would never feel good. I would always feel worse after, actually.
Yeah, it's a lower frequency. It's not dissimilar to another analogy people use of ego, or demons, or whatever you want to call it, is a parasite. It's not dissimilar to how I feel when I've got like the sugar parasites in the gut that live.
So right for me at the moment.
Yeah. when you eat that like chocolate cake or whatever, you get the hit of like dopamine, or like it feels quote unquote good. You escape the pain, and ultimately, I mean, it's the ego's doing the same thing. It's trying to escape pain, the pain of not being real, basically, of being in separation.
Yeah.
But with so it's like that. You get like a hit of cake, but then afterwards you feel even last night when you're having like that chocolate, you said afterwards you were like, I feel.
Every time, and it's so frustrating because even though I'm so consciously aware of it, I'm like, I know there's still something I'm not fully acknowledging. Which is I'm working through. But it's so interesting that to be consciously aware of it and still have
the pattern play out, like you're saying. It spirals though, isn't it?
It is spirals.
Like the karma. this is where also karma comes into it. Only the ego experiences karma.
Yeah.
And so the spirit spirals in the sense, like the soul journeys like that too. People see it as like growing or knowing itself or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
However, whatever framework you want to use with it. But yeah, spirit spirals, comes back round. So like the patterns will come back round. Yeah, and that's just the same way it works. So you can just be more conscious of it. So yeah, like you said, this feeling, let's use someone who's got, I don't know, this feeling of jealousy, for example, isn't it? It's like pattern. Okay, like this jealousy is coming up again, and you're aware of it, and you know you don't identify with it, but it's still there. It's just kind of like the residual energy I feel just coming up in that sense. So you just observe it with more consciousness, or even with habits, or we'll do addictions. We could do a separate. Everything links in because it's all one. Obviously, we're going to say this in every episode. Everything links in.
We'll definitely touch on addictions in another episode.
Yeah. But yeah, it's escaping. It's escaping pain. It's the ego trying to escape pain. So always have compassion for yourselves, guys. Like always don't get caught in the spiritual ego trap of being like, oh, I should have been, I've realized I'm not my thoughts. I shouldn't be experiencing this or that. Like any should thought is from the ego. Like just to let you know.
Yeah, and then you're gonna don't want to look back into like that shame or like talking badly. It's just
because it will spiral you back in.
Yeah.
And list if it does, then it's the path you take anyway.
True. Yeah.
But if you've become conscious, like honor that, know that, and I guess to wrap up with this podcast, I'll mention again, go back to wisdom or love, or both. Choose one of those paths. The wisdom is you don't know anything. That's the truth. You know nothing.
Yeah.
That's truth. We don't know anything. Like certainly if you the ego knows nothing. It knows absolutely nothing. So walk that path of wisdom and or love. Come back to love. Because that's all you want anyway. That's all anyone ever wants anyway. Yeah. We just
want to feel love. We are love. I think that's it, isn't it? Like really honouring that and knowing that like we are love.
Yeah. But that's the realization I say to people, you practice loving yourself so much, you come to a point you realize that you are that love.
Yeah.
And that which you were loving is like not real.
Yeah.
It's an illusion. Like you are the infinite love that all is, which is consciousness, awareness, being, truth. You are that. So we'll wrap it up on there, shall we?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. That was amazing.
All right. Cheers, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Many blessings to you all, and
take care.
We will see you in the next episode of the Flame of Truth podcast. God bless.